Good news, baby. Welcome to Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Mayhem. Got China Dow coming up in the second part of the show. And you men, you should be worried, man. You should be worried about the leading cause of death for us. Not sounding too good. That coming up in the second half of the show. Today, it looks like there's a big win coming out of Las Vegas for the Hells Angels. 7 have been released with no charges, according to this news story. If you don't know, there was a shooting in Las Vegas with on the freeway with the Hells Angels and the Vagos, and the FBI or DOJ, whoever it was, law enforcement agency, they went rounding up everybody. And there was a ruling that, hey, what charges or how were they involved in this conspiracy with these other members? Let's take a look here. It's a very interesting story here. This out of Fox News, and it's on other ones as well. 7 alleged gang members won't face charges in Las Vegas Hells Angels Freeway gunfire case. Don't like it. Alleged gang members, they're not facing charges, but you know, the gang narrative, they always throw that at anybody who's a member of a club. Man identified as Hells Angel members still face up to 40 years in prison if convicted. All right, let's see here. 7 alleged Hells Angels members won't face racketeering or gang charges in a Las Vegas area freeway shooting that authorities said injured 7 people, including 6 rival Vagos motorcycle gang members. Almost a year ago, a judge decided on this. Now, racketeering, that is their biggest one that they're going for in this case. I guess you can consider this a predicate, but to just round people up that had nothing to do with it is insanity. And basically, that's what the judge said in this ruling. Let's go over to it again here. Clark County District Court Judge Tierra Jones also reduced from 25 to 5 the number of shooting counts in the case against the defendants. It looks like they got a big win here, including the Hells Angels Las Vegas chapter president, Richard Devries. It goes on to say the court finds that the indictment does not specify which of the defendants engaged in which type of criminal activities, and further does not include the specificity of the racketeering crimes. Jones wrote. Her ruling followed a March 31st hearing with attorneys and defendants in the case. Now, can you imagine if they had public defenders? Because I'm assuming they don't. But a public defender would have never argued the way somebody who's getting paid big money would. They would have just went along with the prosecution, and that's why I believe in this country you don't get a fair trial when you have a public defender. Most of the time, all they're trying to do is get a plea deal out of the deal here, so they don't have to work. And let's admit, these people are overworked. They are. They're overworked. But how is that getting a fair trial to the people who have to use them? When you know if you had money, you'd be able to get better legal representation. So if they do have a public defender, damn, he's on his game. But I don't know if that is the case in this one. Attorney Richard Shodfield, represented Devries, said Monday he was pleased the judge, quote, granted important aspects of his motion. He argued that the indictment was too broad and should be dismissed or revised. So it looks like he does have a personal attorney right there. Prosecutors Michael Durkison and Michael Allman said they were looking at the ruling and declined immediate comment They could appeal the decision to the Nevada Supreme Court, which I'm probably thinking they're going to do. Because when prosecutors don't get their way, that's the first thing they do is appeal. Oh, we were wronged. We were wronged. But if the indictment is too broad and you're bringing in all these other people, that's just like that Waco deal that happened in Texas in 2015. They actually had, all you had to do was fill in the name on the warrant of people they were arresting. And what happened with that case? Of all those people's lives that got ruined, of all the people that got arrested, there was one mistrial, nobody ever convicted. Because of an how can I say, a prick of a DA. And that was Abel Reyna. Just going out there to make a name for themselves and ruin people's lives. But if they didn't have proper attorneys, you would have seen a lot of other stuff happening. Just saying. Attorneys for the other defendants did not immediately respond. Devries and the men identified as Hell's Angels members or associates. Let's see here. Russell Smith, Stephen Allo, Camera Trick, Taylor Rodriguez, Aaron Chun, and Rayan Malazgo. Now, they're still facing prosecution on charges including a murder, attempted murder, conspiracy to commit, battery, and assault with weapons. Each has pleaded not guilty. Now, I don't understand that one. Each could face up to 40 years in prison, and the judge instructed prosecutors to revise the indictment. I don't think there should be any second chances in this. You should be able, you brought the indictment, that's what it is. Screw the revisions, you screwed up. Now, I guess there is a hearing that is still scheduled. Now, they say police, and if you don't know what the incident is here, all you have to do is look up the archives and stuff. It had to do with a highway shooting. And you know what? Let's admit it, man. That's not cool. It isn't. It's not cool. The grand jury doesn't know what a Hell's Angel affiliate individual was shot and that 4 Vagos members had firearms concealed on their person. He argued the prosecutors failed to present exculpatory evidence that might cast doubt on the charges they were seeking. So basically, we're getting into all the legal mumbo jumbo right there, which it should. And he's right. A jury wouldn't understand what an associate or a hangaround or any of that type of stuff is because they're not inside the scene. They probably don't ride. And that's one thing I don't understand. How is it you're going to get a fair trial among your peers if your peers, if you take it in a literal sense, have nothing to do with the lifestyle whatsoever? So, yes, an associate or a hangaround or somebody that's a supporter, these people are not going to understand what the hell is going on as far as a jury. And that kind of puts, the defendants in a bad position if you really think about it. Just saying. Anyway, we're going to go to the second half of the show right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, go over to Insane Wheels, man. Got some good stuff. Talk about nothing but motorcycles over there, baby. No club stuff, none of that good stuff. But anyway, we'll be right back after this. Rock on.
Join the Insane Throttle Members Only Club on YouTube or Spotify and receive exclusive content Monday through Friday at 9:20 a.m. Central Standard Time. Your membership in the Throttle Club helps keep the show going strong. The Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Show now streaming over on Rumble and YouTube Monday through Friday at 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tune in Mondays live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube for the Madhouse Monday Night Raw with Hollywood and Mark.